Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the May Curriculum and Instruction Committee meeting. Thank you, committee members who are here this afternoon, and thank you to our audience who's watching online. We appreciate you tuning in. With little over 2 weeks from the close of the school year, students are busy finishing up projects, making presentations, taking tests, and many families are making plans for summer school or their summer of learning. By the way, if you still haven't already done so, please sign up for one of the many summer school opportunities. There's a wide variety of classes available for all grade levels. You can get more information on the LAUSD website. As I said during our first meeting way back last August, there's no work more important than the work that happens in our classrooms. Our aim on the Curriculum and Instruction Committee is to promote the innovative things that are happening in classrooms across LAUSD, never losing sight of our mission to improve student achievement for all. For the sake of our viewers, our meeting format is as follows. We will listen to presenters, and then committee members have an opportunity to make comments or ask questions. Today, our committee will be exploring the wonderful language opportunities that exist in LAUSD. Did you know that over 97 languages besides English are spoken in our district? Did you know that we offer world language courses in 13 different languages and dual language programs in 7 languages? And finally, did you know that there are over 86,000 students in LAUSD who are learning to speak English proficiently? These are a few of the amazing statistics that are a part of the district, and today we'll learn a whole lot more. We're going to spend some time focusing on LAUSD's multilingual journey as shared by the phenomenal leaders in our multi-language, multicultural education department, otherwise known around here as MMED. We will get details about the district's dual language and biliteracy programs. And then, oh, you can't believe this, we're going to have voices from our school communities as we hear from schools that are experiencing great success with their multilingual programs. Before I ask each member of the committee to briefly introduce themselves and we get started, I want to make a public apology. I will be leaving the meeting fairly soon after we get started because my 5th grader granddaughter is performing at her school between 5 and 6, and grandma is not going to miss it. So I apologize, but I do know we're recording this. And you can go to BOE, that's Board of Education, BOE.LAUSD.net. When you do that, there's a calendar. You find May 25th, you click on it, and it'll have this whole show ready to click on, and you can watch it at home, which is what I will do after I see my granddaughter's performance. So now let me ask each committee member who's present to introduce themselves. We'll get started by my colleague on the school board, Board Member Tanya Ortiz Franklin, and then we'll ask everybody else to introduce themselves, please. Go ahead.
Thank you, and good evening. I'm Tanya Ortiz Franklin. I get to represent District 7, which is South Los Angeles through the Harbor area, and I'm so excited to take on this topic tonight. Thanks for the plan, Ms. Goldberg.
Hello, my name is Yatina McCallie Soto, and I am a teacher at Franklin High School.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lourdes Ramirez Ortiz, and I'm an Administrator of Instruction at Region East.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mai Huynh, and I'm with the Office of the General Counsel, also known as the Legal Department for the district.
Hi, my name is Cecily Feltham Hammond, and I have two proud DLP students at Mitchell Tarina Elementary.
Good afternoon. My name is Pedro Garcia. I'm the Senior Executive Director in the Division of Instruction. Thank you.
And now, I'm going to welcome you, Mr. Garcia, and ask you to take over in terms of presenting our program today.
Thank you so much, Board President Goldberg. It's a delight to be here this afternoon and celebrate the learning that we have all collectively accomplished this school year and years before this school year as well. Multilingualism and the assets-based approach to this type of learning is something that we should all celebrate. It is so delightful to see all the parents and students in the audience, our teachers, our school leaders, celebrate, like I said, the assets-based approach to recognizing linguistic and cultural assets. This is a strengthening of our academic excellence, and this is also part of the strategic plan that we are so committed to in making sure our students feel the joy and the wellness while at school and appreciate learning, a love for literacy, a love for numeracy, and being together in the classroom, learning one or maybe two languages in some cases. Exciting connections to current and cutting-edge research is something that we want to also highlight in today's presentation. This is work that is taken very seriously by our district. There's a commitment to make sure that our students have pathways to explore multilingualism, multicultural awareness, and growth over their LAUSD experience. I want to also recognize the leadership, Ms. Lydia Acosta-Stevens, as Ms. Goldberg mentioned, from MMED, for her leadership and welcoming additional programs to the district throughout our 4 regions and throughout our communities. Parents, community members, students have advocated for multilingualism to be expanded. I'm a big supporter of this project. I'm a father of 2 dual language students, and I can certainly appreciate the commitment that you parents in the room and in the audience watching from afar make in terms of having students participate in dual language programs. It is definitely a commitment and one that many have taken, so we're very proud of the work we've done. Today, I know we'll have a presentation of a few different schools and highlight the work. At this time, Ms. Goldberg, I'm not sure if it's time for general announcements around instruction, or will those wait?
Well, we want to get the follow-up.
Okay, okay.
Is there a report on the follow-up or updates from the last meeting? I don't see anyone here, so I don't know what happened. We'll find out if we can get them before the end of the meeting. So then go right ahead on to item number 3, the gift of multilingualism from birth to beyond.
Thank you so much. And Ms. Acosta-Stevens, if you could please come up so we can begin our presentations. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to be here. I've met many of you in different situations, and I know how much you believe in this work. I could be the one standing here the whole time talking about this work, but you're going to see members of our team who support all of these different pieces. But I would like to start by introducing an amazing video regarding an inaugural event that we had May 13th. I went to the team and said, we need to have a beautiful event all on culture. And let's have our families, let's see who decides to join in. And we had over, I think approximately 40 schools participate, 1,000 participants in the whole event at Sotomayor. It was an inaugural, so we hope to grow it next year. We'd like to show you that video right now. As we wait for the technology, I can start dancing. Perfect.
Welcome to this year's Multilingual Academic Showcase, Many Cultures, One World, hosted by Los Angeles Unified's Multilingual Multicultural Education Department. With over 200 dual language education programs, world languages, and culture pathways, 1,000 people in attendance experienced the incredible performances of over 30 LAUSD schools that participated in showcasing their rich cultural heritage, proving why Los Angeles is known as the melting pot of the United States.
celebration of our culture, exactly.
Part of the language, so we all are part of the society, so we can bring this social conscience to this big society in LAUSD.
Me siento sumamente orgullosa por el éxito de mis estudiantes, porque venían a decir un mensaje muy profundo sobre unas comunidades que no las vemos y que existen por siglos y siglos y siglos. Y el mensaje de nosotros era visibilidad a los afrolatinos y las afrolatinas de toda América Latina. Nos da una esperanza de empoderamiento. Entonces, salen aceptando quiénes son los valores para expresarlo para las otras generaciones.
I hope you enjoyed that. It was a wonderful event. It was how we begin to celebrate in May and June. Next slide, please. So it all begins with the programs we've been expanding with. This is just a quick, you can take a look by regions, how many languages we support with dual language programs, and these will be the ones that we will have for the 23-24 school year. And I'm very, very excited to announce that we have a school who's interested, and they're said we're going to find our teacher to begin a Russian dual language program out in the Valley. So that's exciting news. Anytime a community wants to bring a new language program, we find ways to do it, and we partner with many, many groups. Next slide. Now, it all begins with enrollment. All begins with enrollment. And everyone who's back there, back here, behind me, these beautiful families, made some amazing choices. And they're the ones spreading the word. I would like to bring up Diana Sanchez, who leads the Unified Enrollment work in MMED.
Thank you, Lydia. Thank you, board members, for having me here. Good evening. It is a pleasure to be here and speak about Unified Enrollment and MMED programs. You see that quote there from Mr. Boswell. Always give people more than what they expect to get. That is a practice that MMED enacts by providing families, schools, and community members personalized support to help them choose the best dual language education or International Newcomer Academy program that meets the needs for their child. You can see some of the supports provided throughout the school year, including building capacity of the Strategic Enrollment Program and policy counselors to support at the region level. Thank you. It is my pleasure to bring up our lovely dual language coordinator, Roxana Sosa.
Good afternoon. Thank you. The work of multilingualism really calls us to dig into current research that can inform the assets-based methodology that informs how we support the linguistic identity and the linguistic experiences of our students and families. That is translanguaging, which has framed the work that MMED has led the last couple of years. As you can see from the slide, we dig into current research that we explore during our PD. We read with administrators, with teachers for cohesion. Dr. Lori Olson, a champion of multilingualism for the state of California, gives us a quote that helps us unpack and understand translanguaging. Bilingualism is not the presence of two separate language systems and identities. It involves the intersection of two or more languages within the mind and life experiences of an individual. In practice, we honor this holistic integration and interconnections within the multilingual brain, and we honor our multilingual students and families in practice in the classroom and with all of the initiatives that we lead. We do not do this alone. Next slide. We have many community partnerships that help us enact linguistic and cultural equity. This year, we have launched partnerships with the Ministries of Education from the Korean Language Consulate and from the Chinese Consulate, as well as with La Universidad Autónoma de México this year, just to name a few of the partnerships that are helping helping us elevate and continue the work of honoring the multilingualism of our students and families. Now, to continue talking about the gift of multilingualism, I am honored to present our dual language education expert, Ana Ramos.
Thank you, Roxana, and thank you, committee, for having us. This year, we are proud to announce we have tripled our UTK through 8th grade Promise and Pathway to Biliteracy recognition award counts and have sent out over 20,000 awards to elementary and middle schools district-wide. 1 in 10 8th grade students were recognized, and an amazing 1 in 5 kindergarten students were celebrated for the bilingualism that many begin their educational journeys with. In ensuring that all students have access to these awards, we have the highest number of participating schools this year, with almost 400 elementary and middle schools recognizing our students' multilingualism. We welcome you to visit our school's multilingualism awards ceremonies happening throughout our district until the end of the school year. You can see some of the photos that have been shared with us of the celebrations, and please know MMED is here to support in any way we can. And now I pass it back to Lydia Costa-Stevens, our Executive Director.
So we started with a little meter because the prior year we had approximately 6,000 awards. And we set a goal of 10,000 awards. And our wonderful Ana Ramos put a little thermometer up with the 10,000, right, on our column in our little bay. And it kept growing and growing and growing. We hit the ceiling, and that's where we got to 20,000. And we do expect to get more. The reason we began this work, personally, was because many of our students who come with another language from home have to fill out a home language survey. And the emphasis becomes English proficiency. That is important. But what sometimes happens in that enrollment moment is, oh, thank you, you need to take an exam. Those little compliancy things come in. And what we're trying to turn it around to, and you can see it with all these awards, is, oh my God, how amazing, you filled out your home language survey and you speak Arabic at home? Well, you know what? We have a kindergarten Arabic award that you could receive at the end of the year. So we're trying to maintain the community, the culture, the heritage language, all of those pieces by not overemphasizing the English proficiency over who the family is when they come in. We got the English proficiency piece. Changing that story for them, and that was very personal for me for a lot of different experiences we have. So Ms. Ramos is the one who led this work, and where is our retired principal who I pulled in? You know, you pull in your friends. Who started calling principals, do you have this, what do you need, how can we help you, because it's such a busy time of the year. I just wanted to highlight that. Thank you. And now we have our beautiful principal from Ford who's going to tell you a very exciting story and background regarding the GABE inaugural, first time for LAUSD, Seal of Excellence.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ann Nguyen. I'm the proud principal of Ford Boulevard. I'm here just to talk a little bit about what's all the wonderful things happening at Ford, specifically the GABE Seal of Excellence. There were 5 schools that were awarded in the entire state of California for bilingual education, and Ford being the first at LAUSD. And the reason that it's wonderful is because it's a symbol that is going to represent the 16 years of hard work and dedication of the teachers, the staff, the students, and the parents, and really the community of East Los Angeles. Secondly, I want it to become a symbol that really represents the corazon for dual language programs. If a parent wants to find a school that has that corazon in dual language and that passion, and you see the GABE Seal of Excellence, you know that you can come to Ford Boulevard and find that here. And lastly, I think it brings attention, positive attention to bilingual education and the gift of bilingualism. And I think students feel that passion as well as they learn, and we're preparing them to be ready for the world. So I want to introduce a fifth grade student, a product of our dual language program, Angeline Vasquez, who will recite a poem in English and in Spanish.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Angeline Vasquez and I am in 5th grade from Fort Boulevard. And today I will be presenting a poem named I Come From, written by me. I come from my blue bed, my pillow, and stuffed animal that prepare me for school. I come from a small apartment that feels free with my family. I come from banana trees I see every morning and the smell of roses as I walk to school. I come from a sweet family and Sunday outings from Vasquez and Rosas. I come from watching movies in my living room and eating popcorn with my family and evenings of watching the news. I come from my chatita and I love you. I come from mi burrito sabanero and did you leave the beans on the fire or what? I am American and my family originated from Mexico. I come from tacos al pastor and Chinese food. I come from speaking Spanish and English, of being able to get a better job in the future, of being able to communicate in Mexico and Latin America, and being able to help translate for my parents. I am bilingual and proud to be a Latina. Thank you. Now I will recite my poem in Spanish. Hola, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Angeline Vázquez y estoy en 5º grado de la escuela Fort Boulevard. Y hoy estaré presentando un poema llamado Yo Soy, escrito por mí. Yo soy de mi cama azul, de mi almohada y de mi peluche que me preparan para venir a la escuela. Yo soy de un departamento chiquito que se siente libre junto a mi familia. Yo soy de los árboles de banana que veo cada mañana y las rosas que vuelan camino a la escuela. Yo soy de salidas de domingo y de una familia cariñosa, de Vázquez y Rosas. Yo soy de ver películas en la sala y comer palomitas con mi familia y de ver las noticias en el atardecer. Yo soy de mi chatita y te amo. Yo soy de mi burrito sabanero y ¿dejaste los frijoles en la lumbre o qué? Soy americana y mi familia es originaria de México. Yo soy de tacos al pastor y comida china. Yo soy de hablar español e inglés, de conseguir un mejor trabajo en el futuro, de poder comunicarme en México y Latinoamérica, de traducir y ayudar a mis papás. Yo soy bilingüe y me siento orgullosa de ser latina. Gracias.
Tanya? Sometimes people think that the only way you can show your bilingualism is if you're in a dual language program. But we have amazing secondary world language programs. And if any of you have had teenagers, they like to make their own choices. So it's a constant negotiation. But our world language programs are rich, and I'm going to be introducing Ms. Arachiga, who leads that work and who's led this multilingual journey work. Eva?
Thank you. Good evening, board members. I'm Eva Arechiga, the World Languages and Cultures Coordinator. I'm very happy to be here. As you've heard, the multilingual journey in LA Unified, where we honor students and key points in their career. We launched this year the UTK Award. Students are honored in 1st grade, and in elementary, culminating years, and middle school with the Pathway Award, concluding with the prestigious LA Unified and CDE State Seals of Biliteracy. Our goal this year is to reach 7,000 seniors earning the award, making 1 in 4 students earning the State Seal of Biliteracy, putting us well on our way to the 2026 strategic plan goal of 50% of our students earning the awards. I'm proud to share that we have 12 world language programs district-wide, and happy to announce we will be opening Portuguese next school year, fall 2023 in Region North. 2 schools will be offering Portuguese. Also, we will start early next year with Seal of Biliteracy work, pre-qualifying our 11th grade students. So when they reach senior year, they're ready to go, and we're not testing as we have been these last few months. With that, I hand the floor back to Lydia. Thank you.
So at this time, you're seeing different pieces of the journey of a lifetime. birth to beyond. The language story is part of our whole life. We grow together as we light our paths to a holistic multilingualism. Now you're going to see all of those come to life through many experiences with our students who participated also in MAS.
I invite Principal Krailian, if you're here. Thank you. Mountain View, welcome. Please come on up.
It is an honor to recognize LAUSD's first Armenian dual language education program at Mountain View Elementary. Our program began in 2016 with approximately 48 students, and it has grown to over 250 students. That is over half our school population. Our first cohort of dual language students graduated in June of 2022, and we continue celebrating this year and beyond. Ms. Nuna Arakelian's 4th and 5th grade students are here today to show us the beauty of the Armenian language and culture through the artful expression of dance. To the students and families of my school, thank you for being here today to share your linguistic and cultural gifts with others, and I am so proud to be part of this community.
Hi, I am Nuna Arakelian. I was very honored to provide an opportunity for my students to demonstrate their love of Armenian culture through the art form of dance. Leading a dual language class is incredibly rewarding and fulfilling as we teachers get the chance to see our students thrive and grow in their understanding and appreciation of the language and cultural heritage their families carry to them. It was an unforgettable day for us to present our own culture in a competition as it allowed us to share aspects of our heritage and identity with others. The whole event itself was a great opportunity to foster better understanding and appreciation for cultural diversity. Additionally, by showcasing the unique facets of our culture, we were able to raise awareness and promote interest in Armenian culture, cultural practices, traditions, and customs. That event also provided an opportunity to educate others about our cultural heritage, stimulating interesting discussions and conversations. I hope that this outstanding show furthers appreciation of my beautiful Armenian culture and help others to keep an open heart and mind to all the cultures and traditions in the world.
Hello, everybody. My name is Elena Bogosian.
Bring the mic down just a little bit. There you go.
I like dual language because I learn how to write and read Armenian, and I learn a lot about my culture. And I want to thank my teacher for giving us this opportunity. Thank you.
Hello, dear board members. Thank you for having us. My name is Adel Babakhani from Mountain View Elementary, 4th grade dual language program. Representing our culture gives us a sense of identity and belonging. Learning Armenian language and performing Armenian national dances and poems is our opportunity to show our cultural heritage and to contribute to the American society. I would like to thank LAUSD for giving us this opportunity to participate in a dual language program. Also, our Armenian teachers at Mountain View Elementary who worked tirelessly to teach us our mother language. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sylvia Gasparian, and I'm really proud to know the Armenian language because I could do dance, poems, and a lot more. I'm really proud to know this language.
Beautiful. Such grace and excellence. Awesome work, Mountain View. And now, on behalf of Principal Dr. Ford, I invite Mark Twain, teacher Miss Young, to the floor, and students.
Hi, my name is Xu Yang, and my students call me Yang 老师. I teach in Mark Twain Middle School in the Mandarin Immersion Program, showcasing the Mandarin language and culture, and learn the work of recognizing and honoring multilingualism has been a deeply meaningful and enriching experience. My diversity group of students celebrates the richness of Mandarin culture that exists in our global community. Not only does Mandarin serve as a tool for communication, but we also honor its history, literature, and unique cultural perspective. Through teaching Mandarin, I have thought to bridge culture gaps, foster understanding, and encourage cultural exchange. Language is a powerful tool that shapes our identities and connects us to our heritage. Most importantly, it is through multilingualism that we can break down barriers, bring bridges, and create a more inclusive and harmonious society. Thank you.
Hello. Okay. Hi, my name is Kaylee Bingham, and I'm a student from Mark Twain Middle School in the Mandarin Immersion Program. It means a lot to me to be able to be here today and talk about the Mandarin culture and Chinese culture in Mandarin language. So Mandarin culture can be very different from what we normally do here. For example, the food they eat there in China is very different from the food we eat here. And music has different inspirations, and the traditional stuff has different instruments, scales, and tones. The traditional music is beautiful and relaxing. The Mandarin language is different from some of ours, and one thing that's different is the grammar and the sentence structure. Another thing is the way you write the characters. All in all, I feel very honored to have been here to be able to share my thoughts about the Mandarin language and Chinese culture, and thank you for inviting us here today to perform our songs for you.
生关心，活的视而紧闭，无数伤痕见证它慢慢升级。田园美丽村庄，打开所有宝箱，一路风霜伴随，指引前路的神威光。闯入一座山洞，公主和可怕的巨龙，英雄拔出宝剑，巨龙说：“我是昆图布塔卡蒂高托苏瓦西拉松。”再来一次，昆图布塔卡蒂高托苏瓦西拉松。那是不是昆特派的紧靠蛋挞苏打马拉松？不对，是昆图布塔卡蒂高托苏瓦西拉松。是大风大浪的北极puntu biru风，赶上昆图布塔卡蒂考托苏瓦西拉松，然后昆图布塔卡蒂考托苏瓦西拉松，有了大风大浪的北极puntu biru风，最后大风大浪的北极puntu biru风，那就是老昆图布塔卡蒂考托苏瓦西拉松，就是老公主米娅莫拉苏拉等你谢里红。谢谢。
Wonderful. Thank you, Mark Twain Middle School. A round of applause. Wonderful. Now we invite Marlton School Principal Daniel Freyerson with 2 students from Marlton. Welcome up.
Hello and good afternoon. My name is Dr. Danielle Frierson. I am the proud principal of Marlton, and I am here with my staff and students to highlight the amazing bilingual accomplishments of our students in ASL and English, as they are both recipients of the Promise to Bilingualism. So right now I will have my teacher, Claire Etland, who is our AEB teacher, ASL English bilingual teacher, and BGC coach.
Hello. And as the principal said, I am the ASL English bilingual coach at Marlton. So at Marlton, we use 2 languages, one being American Sign Language and the other one being English for literacy, reading and writing. So this student is in 1st grade and has met the criteria for this language award. Would you like to introduce yourself? Sure. Hi. My name is Hollywood, and this is how you sign it. And so now we're going to demonstrate step-by-step instruction between reading English and then actually doing what it says and demonstrating what is shown. So as you can see, I have this sentence here: jump, shake your head, and dance. So are you ready? Can you show me the sign for this? Jump. And then jump. We're on a stool, so we have to be careful. And then the second is shake your head. And third, dance. Great, good job. And can you tell me why this is important to you? Well, this award is important to me because I sign. Gotta show 'em, sign it loud. Great. And now if we can have Siklali. All right, so perfect. Now we can see you signing. Would you like to go introduce yourself? My name is Siklali. What's your sign name? You do my sign name like this. This is how you would say my name. So Siklali, can you tell me 3 of your favorite animals? I like birds, I like dogs, and cats. Now, Siklali, would you mind writing that down into English? Here, let's move you up a bit. So now she will demonstrate the written English. So Siklali is in kindergarten, and this is what she wrote. You can all have a look. Great, thank you, Siklali. Yep, all done. And thank you all. And I also want to mention one last thing. The board last year passed a resolution for deaf education. And I want to say thank you for that because it opens up so many opportunities for our students. And it allows them to join this type of program. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Marlton. Thank you. That was so beautiful. And now I welcome Delavan Elementary Principal Denise Pratt.
Good afternoon, board members and committee members. My name is Dr. Denise Pratt, and I am the proud principal of Delavan Drive Elementary School, which is in Region East and part of Board District 5. You know, as we at Delavan Drive prepare our students for the world, we are on the pathway to becoming an international baccalaureate school, where our students gain appreciation and awareness of world languages and cultures. In that respect, I would like to introduce one of our shining stars and one of 5 students receiving one of the awards given for biliteracy and biculturalism. Matej Adomnikai speaks not just 2 languages, but 3 languages. He speaks Romanian, French, and English. At this time, he will recite a poem in Romanian.
Hello, my name is Matei, and today I'm going to recite a poem in Romanian. Un gâscan cu peneluții, cum trecea pe por prin sat, și într-o mână avea papuții, nu știu cum de s-a întâmplat de papucii lui căzură. Ce păcat, o, ce păcat, căci erau cu alesătură, fără leac de tivitură. Ce păcat, gâstele auzind cum zbiară, aoleu papucii mei, într-un suflet alergară și întrebau mirate cei. Am rămas, plângea gâscanul, păgubați de 4 lei. Iată mă descult, sărmanul, ce
mă fac acum golanul fără ei. Haideți toți moși babe să-i cătăm pe râu acu. Repede notând din labe, cârdul tot pe râu trecu. I-ai găsit? Eu nu surată, ce mă întrebi asta și tu? Toate apoi strigau deodată, bată-i pacostea să-i bată, nici eu nu. Vară întreagă tot umblară, iar papucii duși au fost, să se umble și la vară, până ce le-o da de rost. Vin și gâste să le ajute, mac, mac, mac și ga, 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 mac, 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 hai, vină, du-te, zile așa pe râu pierdute, ga, ga, ga. Iar în cale când vă gâste apa undeva, căutând pornesc căgale, tot crezând că îi vor afla. Iar când gâstele stau gloată și în dreptul lor te duci, sare tabăra lor toată să te întrebe, ce ne aduci? Ai găsit papucii? Spune! Tu la fugă atunci apuci și te muscă, doar le-i spune de papuci.
Excellent, excellent work, fantastic. And now I welcome Elizabeth Learning Center Arabic teacher Maria Cooley.
Hi and good evening, everyone. I'm Maria Cooley, an Arabic teacher from Elizabeth Learning Center from East, LA East. I'm really happy and proud today because I'm part of this event. And I thank everyone here, everyone in this room. I'm really thank MMED to invite me and to include me in this event. And on behalf of all my teachers and all my students, I just wanted to say we couldn't bring any student because we have this conflict schedule. Today we have the open house for our school. So, it was really hard to bring the students and the families. But I just wanted to say thank you everyone here. For every second, for everything they do, MMED, they offer all the opportunities, all the support that we need, and for all teachers, for all of us, the PDs, all support that our students need. And we're trying really hard to recruit more students, and they trying hard with us to offer all the help that we need to bring more students to our program. Thank you very much.
We do have a student video from Elizabeth Learning Center that we'll now share.
I'm told the volume is a little low, so I'm going to try and raise the volume, and hopefully we'll do the best we can.
مرحبا أنا اسمي إيرنا رجيبس أنا عمري 16 سنة أنا في الصف السادس أنا في المدرسة Elizabeth Learning Center. أنا أتعلم عربية وأنا أتكلم إنجليزي وإسباني. شكرا. I am Erin Rodriguez. I'm very proud to be in the Arabic program because I like learning new languages. My goal for next year is to increase my Arabic writing and speaking ability. Thank you.
Her goal for next year.
Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth Learning Center. And MMED is working closely to support our critical languages to assure that the programs continue and expand. And also, we want to recognize Mark Twain Middle School, our 8th grade students, our middle school students, for earning over 49 Pathway Awards at Mark Twain Middle School. So a round of applause for Mark Twain. We will conclude with a video from Venice High School. Unfortunately, Venice High School could not be here tonight. They have their senior award ceremony, but they do have over 104 students earning the State Seal of Biliteracy and the highest school count with double awards, students proficient in 2 world languages, 19 students at Venice High School, and they've sent us a video to play for you tonight.
Shalom, אני יכולה לשבת פה? J'ai pas compris ce que tu viens juste de dire. ¿Hablas francés y español? Sí. ¿De dónde es? Nací en Estados Unidos, pero mi familia es de Israel. ¿Y tú? Ahora vivo en los Estados Unidos, pero vivía en París. So you speak English too? Yeah. Are you trilingual? I am. Are you? Yeah. On behalf of the students at Venice High School and the district, we'd like to thank the board for the biliteracy program. For recognizing language heritage and academic accomplishments. Toda raba. Merci. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
So at this time, I want to show you a video that I received, I believe, over the weekend or on Monday, and we added it at the last minute because this is all heart work, and a language story is your whole life, and this is one of the phases. Can we click the video, please? From Birth to Beyond.
Congratulations, we're passing your LPAC test. Actually? Yay!
Feel Pancho.
You passed!
Feel Uno.
You passed your test! Are you happy?
I knew this whole time. I was actually keeping you there.
Talking about dogs. You're graduating. Yay!
Danny Krubas coming out.
So the journey to multilingualism begins in many different spaces for many different students. I'm proud to lead this work for LA Unified for our emergent bilinguals as they go through one phase of this journey, which is reclassification. It matters to our families, but we don't want to override English proficiency and deny who they are, where they come from, and the language which they bring to our beautiful district and diversity. We also have amazing English-only students who want to embrace other languages, enroll in programs, and learn the culture, the language, and embrace everything we have. May we please have a huge round of applause for our schools, our wonderful students out here. I'm going to ask for, before we dismiss everyone, and then we can get into all the questions and everything, I would like an opportunity for everyone to close their eyes for 10 seconds. And I just want you to think about your language journey. 10 seconds. Close your eyes. Thank you. I'm assuming as you think about your language journey, you thought about your home, your parents, your grandparents, people who raised you, or maybe the first time you walked into an LAUSD school. Thank you. We will be dismissing the students, so just give us 1 or 2 minutes if that's okay.
Yes, but can we get a quick thank you from the committee here before the
Yes.
students leave? Just so
Yes.
much appreciation for you all coming and showing your talents. We were saying up here, every board meeting should have students in the room. This is the most I've seen in a long time, just to share your talents with us. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and we are so proud of your journeys. We can't wait to see how you change the world. Let's give it up for our students in the room today. The staff and families who support them, thank you for getting them here and loving and supporting them. And as they're dismissing, if the committee wants to start thinking of your questions for the team, we'll invite them up in just a minute. After the hugs and photos. My thing is on. We hope everyone gets home safely. Thank you for joining us. And I think we'll invite back, when she's ready, Mr. Closa Stevens and some other teammates to answer some questions or hear some comments from the committee members. So when they are ready, I will start with whichever committee members would like to share some comments or questions. Ms. Macaulay Soto, you want to start, or you want to wait till she's back up?
I'm right here. Thank you, and the team is coming up.
Go ahead.
First of all, I want to say that was amazing. You can just feel all the work that you guys have put into organizing and supporting these teachers and these students. So I commend you. Great job. I do want to say, have you guys considered any like practical application of the students' skills? For example, maybe having a pathway into interpretation, or like maybe working with the UN or something like that, because they're going to have all these skills, and maybe they can use these skills career-wise, even on a global scale. Just something I was thinking about.
Thank you. I think that's a wonderful idea. I was playing with the Model United Nations concept and what we could create for our next MOS event in terms of having that kind of atmosphere and the communication and all of these pieces. We'll definitely add that to what we're thinking about, and I love having additional ideas. So email me, text me anytime. Thank you.
Thank you. Other committee members? Yes.
Hello, that was a joy. And I'm always thinking from our wonderful teachers' perspective, because they work so hard to recreate this beautiful wheel that you have presented here. Dinosaur suits. You know, like we just bought from Mitchell Train a lot of matamoscas, right, to play that game. And so as we are getting so many more teachers who are going to move to the Spanish English self-contained model, because it's so wonderful, they've got this new stipend, I do always just want to put in a plug for giving them, you know, a buffet of curated, not only resource and songs, right? I love how she talked about Mi Burrito Sabanero. That every teacher can just have that available, so they don't have to, you know, look it up and teachers pay teachers and find it, but you actually you've identified what works. And so in that training and support, especially as you're getting all these new Spanish teachers in, I want to put in a plug for them, that if you can survey them, say, okay, what do you want to purchase, so that you are ready to go from day one, rather than sometimes building the airplane while it's in the air. Yeah.
So as a dormant bilingual teacher who, when 227 just stripped bilingual education away from me, I was part of a Title VII grant. And at that time, when I was working with the Title VII grant as a 1-2 split, you know, I love splits. Sorry, I'm just telling you the truth. I love splits. I love the ungraded. I love how kids work together and that. We actually have about 150, what I call like these poetry packets in K through second. We digged them out. I was looking through my garage and I called a few colleagues. I go, we need to get these out to everybody because they're great for homework packets and additional things. So we are pulling some of the traditional resources, and then we're thinking about the new resource. I will tell you that all our teachers who participated in the micro-credential program the last few years, we often provide them the first opportunity for the field trips when we have, you saw all our different collaborations with consulates and different groups and universities. We go to that group right away because they have a higher level of expertise in many phases of it, and we're constantly saying, what do you need, what can we do, and how can we support you? But we continue to leverage the budget that we have to support that. And then obviously working with parents and families and communities. But thank you, totally agree.
Beautiful, because, Mitchell Torreno went from a 39% achievement rate of that, pathway to biliteracy up to 100%. Hey. And again, to advocate for the teachers, I really think that was the X time. That was the shift that they made,
yes,
so that they actually had time together to say, let's talk conjugation. Who's doing present? Who's doing future?
Right.
And so again, however you can scale that up and have the teachers share it. I mean, Patricia Aldela and Mitchell Torreno, she's got it going on.
Agreed.
So, however to help the new people coming in and then retain them, because I think when they're successful, they want to stay.
Agreed. And with the new bilingual stipend that will be earned regardless of the language classification in your room, it's using your bilingual authorization, teaching in that additional language. That's just an amazing opportunity, and I think programs will continue to expand. Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe adding on to Ms. Felton-Hammond's question about, or suggestion around the sharing resources, Ms. Acosta-Stevens, I know we've talked about this, but the curriculum that so many teachers have to create when they are teaching two languages and materials aren't readily available in the second language. I know we've talked about Spanish is pretty good for English and math, or I should say language and math and history and science. But when we get into Mandarin or Korean or Japanese, are we buying curriculum that is native to the home countries, or how are we thinking about getting resources to teachers who often are spending time translating a lot of the materials for their grade levels?
So every time we start a new language, just like we mentioned Russian, our priority is to support that first teacher, and we do actually pay and provide extra time and co-create with them. But quite often that is when we're partnering with universities and consulates for the authenticity of the language pieces, and we do what we call small little pieces with them, small little contracts with them. Every time we add a new grade level, we keep creating new curriculum. So we have a small team who handles all the languages and world languages. I have a team of about 7 people who don't speak every single language, but we find the ways. But I'd like to bring Roxana Sosa up to speak about our matrix of all the languages and the different partnerships we keep. I just realized I never sent you the Japanese. Okay, I'm just thinking as okay, but we have it. We're going to send you that. It's ready. But let's speak to how we create in the fellowships.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah, the DLE team is always strategizing and collaborating, whether it's with ILTSS or our community partners. Specifically, the area of need, and you mentioned it, Board Member Franklin, are the content areas: science, social studies, aligned to California content standards, right? That's the issue from importing from a different country. We have been really building a partnership with the science unit and the social studies unit. They have given us access to teacher-friendly, student-friendly PowerPoints that are aligned to NGSS standards, and our teachers in-house or our partners at the consulates, the Ministry of Education that I mentioned earlier, Korean, Japanese, and Chinese, they are helping us trans-adapt. And we have those readily available in Schoology for teachers to directly download. So we start usually with K2, 3-5, and then we work our way up to meet the course sequence needs at the secondary level. And we do have a document ready to go to help you see that for some of our languages. So we are working and always strategizing on behalf of our teachers.
Thank you. So maybe we'll mark that, and I see our IAU friends are in the room as a follow-up to share back with the committee. And along with that, one of my questions is about what grade levels we go up to in which language, and that sequence from elementary through middle to high school. So if we have a visual of that, I think that could be a helpful follow-up. I know in my district, the Mandarin program at Chapman Elementary School is looking for a middle school, and we see it from, Mark Twain on the west side, and I visited the elementary, but I can't remember what the elementary school is over there. So knowing, where kids can go to continue to pursue it, I think a visual would be really helpful. And then also knowing what grade levels we're up to currently in each of the languages.
We can provide that for you at a later time.
Yeah.
I didn't bring that. But I do want to present like a concept around what it means to be bilingual and multilingual and what the pathways are. We have a very, very rich world language program, especially in our high schools. And one of the largest challenges we have in secondary is having a core content credential plus a bilingual authorization. And what we're finding with many of our students, and I don't know how many of you have lived through the teen years, preteen years, high school, students have very strong opinions about what they want to take. So my negotiation at home was, at minimum, you take one world language throughout your entire secondary program because they want to experience a lot of different things. So sometimes what we're negotiating in a lot of different instances, what might a dual language program look in secondary that doesn't include that strict 2 course that we had before? How could we still have a strong world language course, which is what Eva leads for us, and then work with some of the other teachers to create some project-based learning activities that they allow the students to engage in, even if it's their ELA course, their math course, and their art course. Building a K-12 pathway everywhere may not happen in the next 3 years that I'm here, but my goal would be that we still facilitate that through world language courses and some additional options of what that could look like. So there's multiple ways, but we'll get you that for sure. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Other questions from the committee? Mr. Ramirez-Ortiz, any questions?
And I just want to comment. I'm also a parent of a dual language student, and I firmly believe that every child should experience a world language from TK all the way up to 12th. It's just, the cognition that goes with it, along with the pride in their home language. But even if it's not your home language, it's really learning how to appreciate the multiculturalism in our country. So keep it up, and I see the numbers of schools that have the dual language programs, and I see them growing, and I see many in Region East, and I hope to see those numbers continue to grow.
Thank you.
Speaking of numbers continuing to grow, another perhaps follow-up might be our projections. So using our kinder and first, 5th and 6th, 8th grade, are we on track to achieve the goal of 50% biliteracy by 2026? Might we need some more time or more push? And happy to have that be a follow-up, or if you have any comments now.
We have been discussing that. We're strategizing many different ways because the 7,000 awards of Seal of Biliteracy, it's in over 41 languages, but as you know, we have about 13 world language programs. So there's many ways to achieve that. So we're always looking at all these multiple pathways. I believe we will be achieving it by 2026. I don't like to lower my goals. I just don't. So just like we did with the Pathway Awards from 6,000 to 20,000, I believe we'll be able to do that. We're getting much better. One of the things the pandemic taught us is how to be and connect with all of our families via Zoom. So one of the things that Eva led was we had approximately about 3,000 families participate in our after-school Zooms, and we have kids come into them, well, how do I do that, and what do I have to do, and how do I earn it in families? And the word has been spreading and spreading. So families will go to the school and say, well, I went to the Zoom, I want to know how to do this, because you don't just earn a Pathway Award because you're in a dual language program. I didn't get the opportunity to experience a dual language program, but I am bilingual. emergent bilingual sometimes, depending on the day, in English or in Spanish. So we want to ensure that everyone has an opportunity, regardless of what program you're in, because our district offers such a variety, and our kids have to make so many choices. STEAM, engineering, the arts, becoming a teacher, you know, all of these different things. So we always want to make sure we get there. I think we'll meet it, and we're working hard to do it. So I'm not going to lower the goal.
All right, you heard it here first, friends. Mr. Garcia, any comments or questions?
Just a few comments, Ms. Acosta-Stevens, and thank you to the rest of the team as well for supporting all this work. I just want to acknowledge the work that goes on at the school level. It's not easy to launch or to begin a dual language program. It takes complete buy-in. It takes engagement with the community, with your teachers, and then the infrastructure you have to maintain and sustain about planning, about hiring, staffing, teacher assistant support, the whole bit. And sometimes that's challenging enough, but when you add on the additional element of a specialized program like a dual language program, it gets even more complex. I just want to acknowledge those that are either going to watch this later or maybe watching now, but I do appreciate that because I know what that's like, and I just want to acknowledge that. Parent engagement to make sure that the students and the families understand that it's a commitment to go through a pathway that we're talking about. So thank you so much for sharing the work, and again, to the rest of the team. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And I have one request/feedback in addition to the action items that we'll follow up with you. On the slide that represents the programs we have, I think it was maybe the first content slide, it says 230 TK through 12 DLE programs, and it mentions 7 different languages. What's missing on here is ASL.
Thank you for catching that.
And I don't know if it's in every region or if we're highlighting it in some schools, but I know we'll want to mention that we're providing that.
That was pretty amazing, wasn't it? They were so beautiful.
Yes,
Thank
and they've
you.
been here translating the whole time too. So thank you to our friends at Marlton and beyond.
Thank you, thank you. We've been very fortunate. I actually attended one ASL class at Marlton that they offer after-school classes. I was able to participate, and some other staff went. So thank you. I wanted to attend all of them. That was my intention. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to do that. Next year. I love it. I love it. Thank you.
Any others from the committee? All right, thank you all so much. And as we say thank you, we'll invite up Mr. Andrew Thomas from our IAU to give some updates from, no? We skipped over committee updates from the last meeting to this meeting. Did you have any action items to share? And if not, we'll follow up.
Pedro has stuff.
Oh, Mr. Garcia, you have something on summer school.
I just wanted to provide a brief update on where we are. Ms. Goldberg mentioned it at the outset of the meeting. We are just very excited about the opportunity. I know this has been presented in previous meetings to the board and publicly. We've had some family webinars to introduce summer school programs. And we are in the last month really to prepare for summer school. We're doing our very best in terms of we're continuing to recruit teachers, of absolutely still recruiting students to participate in our various programs. So that's exciting. And I know that our goal is to reach at least 100,000 students. I feel we're going to surpass that because the data shows that we have more and more families interested. So I wanted to make sure that we put another plug in for that because we feel like we're providing a program that's more and more engaging, embedding the arts, embedding some STEAM, embedding some of the virtual course offerings that are world language based, just following up on today's theme of this presentation and the meeting. So again, if you're visiting our summer school website at summerschool.lausd.net, there's more information there, but I'm just really proud of the work that's gone on so far. And we're gonna keep pushing until we hopefully surpass that 100,000 student mark. And not only that, not just to surpass it and register the kids, but to keep them engaged for the entire summer. That's really the goal we have, to make sure they start the program, they finish the program, and what we're gonna do is collect more feedback from parents, from teachers, from principals, to see how we can continue to strengthen the program. So I just wanted to share that update with all of the work that's going on at this particular time.
Great, thank you so much. And I know Mr. Thomas will work with our teams on follow-up to the committees. I think this is our last, or might be our last committee meeting for the year. So I just want to thank all the committee members on the curriculum instruction for your feedback and helping us get stronger as a district on behalf of Ms. Goldberg and the entire board. And with that, I think we're done with our agenda except public comment. So we will turn to Mr. McLean.
This is true. It's also a great time to point out our translations unit that works right here in the boardroom and all over the district, which helps translate all of these meetings directly into Spanish, and we're capable of other languages as well. And you may not know, if you're watching, is we have these devices called headphones that you can put on to hear the language. If someone is giving comment in their native language of Spanish, you can put these on and hear it in English, which sort of like the UN, if you ask me. Okay, let's see. So we'll move directly to public comment. I don't see the callers listed just yet, but we will go with Mr. David Tokovsky if you are here. Oh, there you are. Come on up. You have 3 minutes to speak once you begin.
Good afternoon. It's a very exciting presentation. The energy of those kids and what they're doing is superb. And so the organization has to support this a little bit more. So for example, at Mark Twain, which has done a tremendous job of going from 400 kids, on 20 plus acres, now they're at 900. But is there a program this summer at Mark Twain to do intensive Mandarin? No, there's nothing going on there. And if it were an affiliated charter, then you'd know if the kids left Culver City Unified to come to Mark Twain's dual language program, you'd know that it was really having strength enough to pull families from Santa Monica Unified. Because in the past, kids were leaving the district. I talked to Mr. Greg McNair today, who used to do the permits, leaving the district to go to dual language in Santa Monica. So there's a concrete example of how the affiliated could help. At Elizabeth Street, remarkable. I governed on the school board for 4 years in the area of Bell and Cudahy, and I know the community of Arabic speakers there. You didn't quite get, there's only 65 kids in that elementary school in the dual language program. Again, if you had opened it up as an affiliated charter, kids could be coming from Paramount Unified, Linwood, Compton, Downey, Artesia, Bellflower, Cerritos, because that teacher seemed like she's running a pretty remarkable program. But she tells me the rigor isn't quite there yet because most of the Arabic families in the city of Bell are going to an Arabic private school, as are many of the Armenian communities going there. But in the case of the Arabic one, I think our lawyers need to find out a way where the segmentation of the religion, and that's probably true. We didn't see a Hebrew school dual language here at all. And yet, if in the Pico Robertson and some of the areas of the district, there ought to be a dual language Hebrew, but you'd have to figure out how to put history, culture, and then the brilliance of the lawyers to figure out how you handle the picket fence between religion and the secular. So lots of thought coming out of here. Summer school, great to hear those numbers. But again, all of the exciting enrichment classes are online. You can't go to North Hollywood High, the winners of the Science Bowl for 45,000 years, and take astronomy, or take astrophysics, or take something enriching with a Caltech faculty coming down the 134 freeway. So we have to find ways in which to enrich and build these strengths, because what was presented today was really exciting. And then ultimately, with a young leader, please finish what I was trying to do, which is to stop calling Spanish a foreign language, make it a requirement in the system. Thank you.
Thank you. Sherry Rodell, are you here in the room? Sherry Rodell, I see you're signed in online to speak. I don't have you on the list in front of me as calling in, but I thought you might be in the room, and you are not. Fahima Karim, are you here? Okay. Let's see, Juan Jose Mangandi, I see you're here. Come on up. Just give us a moment to prepare the translation by slapping these on. It should be on channel 2, and they turn on automatically when you put them in your ear.
Buenas tardes. Fíjense que cuando...
Good afternoon. Every time I come here, I see that they're parent representatives, but I'm not sure who chose them. How many schools visit monthly to be able to involve, and how many problems do the schools have, how many limitations, and what type of organizations the parents have. And I believe this is an issue. The people who represent us, and they're taking decisions in our names. And that's very important. And another thing that I want to say, how beautiful when I see children. I love to see how children excel and surpass. The problem is that all these children, a lot of them come from USC. They have certain privileges of people who had given them support and education. Do you know how many children of Title I are there? From Pico, from Hoover, from all those schools. They're not here. Ms. Acosta, last time, a few years ago, we sent her a propose. We said that parents from Hoover, they wanted bilingual education, and the principal in UTLA, they said no. At the end of the day, we do things here for interest, not for necessity. And this is a topic, this is a point, because unfortunately, Ms. Francis is not here because they have a lot of debt. These two people have a lot of debt with the community, especially as a Latino. We're the victims of everything that happens, things that have not been able to be given to the community. It's beautiful to do events. I loved the schools, the recordings. It's beautiful. We have so much art and so much creativity. The problem is that it's not for everyone. It's for a small group. And this is what we're doing. We're saying now, what are we going to do with this generation that's motivating the fail and motivating small groups? And these small groups, we want to see them as this. This is a group that wants to represent everyone, but they're behind. This is the first worrisome. The second one is we're talking about multilingualism. Ms. Acosta, I told her that there were programs that can be implemented to be able to create a social cultural with the immigrant students, and she never gave interest, and now they're giving the same programs, same curriculums, and there is no transition for the children that are coming from their country. 90% of those students aren't good at the schools. There's a reason, but Ms. Acosta has no interest in that. She has no interest in understanding that. They interest in presenting certain success, and honestly, they're not interested in people's interests. The first one is failure. The second one, our children's failure as a Latino, and they can't go to university. They don't even graduate from college. That's another fail. That means that we need to revise the curriculum. We need to see what's failing, because we need parents to be part of all this development, all the children's success and development. And we're not doing it. And this is a challenge. I can't give Ms. Acosta a prize, because it's like giving a prize to an ATM machine, because it does me any good. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Diana Guillen, I see you here. Come on up.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon, Ms. Franco and the rest of the members of the subcommittee. I am Diana Guillen, and today, I'm a little surprised from all the presentations that we just watched. And because I know a lot of parents, and a lot of parents tell me how their schools are doing. This is a school that's called Marlton School. I know the parents of this school, and honestly, the children, it's a school where there are special needs students. Unfortunately, the school is not giving the children and the parents what they really need. They were telling me that besides, even though it's a special needs school, they're just adding or giving them an elevator. This is something that in this type of school, this is what they need. Therefore, I always come here to speak more than anything in regards to parent involvement. And in our Latina community, this does not exist. These type of schools say that they have parent integration with 5 parents that attend the meetings. Therefore, we've been trying to speak with you, and even you, Ms. Dania, when we speak to the board, you leave. You don't listen to the community. Therefore, this is something that you should be able to listen to make the change and make propositions so that parent involvement can change, knowing that the majority of schools aren't giving this. This is very sad because our children are staying behind and everything that takes advantage of these curriculums of instructions are the children that have better resources because they can do it. Our children of Title I, which is 76%, these are the ones that generate the resources so that others can take it because they don't have access to the type of curriculums because they're not being given the support that they need based on their necessities. And the money that is being spent are not for the students. It's for the salaries, and they're not demanding. That's the sad part. Academic success, everyone gets a raise, but what is the advancement or the success for our children? It doesn't exist. Well, now that everyone's making more money, where is what will make the education better? We can ask the teachers to better the classes, to give better curriculum, because a lot of the teachers don't even show the curriculums. They show low curriculums. They make up the grades, but when students go to the university, that's when the majority don't even go to college. They sign up, but a few months later, they leave because they don't have the capacity. They're reading at an 8th grade level where they should be reading at a 12th grade level. Therefore, students that from universities that come from other states where reading and education is better, where students can, and we as parents can tell the teachers to give better to the students, well, our students are left behind. And I believe that the district has a high capacity. A lot of people we have a lot of education that can better the education, but it seems like we're comfortable because no one's saying anything. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Maria Luisa Palma, I see you're here. Come on up, and you have 3 minutes to speak once you begin.
Good afternoon, committee members. My name is Maria Luisa Palma. What is my child's career pathway? Isn't that the big question that parents are wondering? And I wonder, how many parents can actually answer that question? How many do you think of low-income parents can answer that question? I believe LAUSD is not helping us parents answer that. It's established that most parents think their kids are doing better academically than they really are. We know that there's grade inflation, test scores are dismal, and they can graduate with a D average. I believe that parents' fear is that their children will grow up and be stuck as unskilled laborers. The lack of skilled workers for many industries, not just tech or medical and the trades, for example, is a huge problem for our society, right? For national security and perhaps even the future of democracy. It was asked earlier this week on Tuesday whether or not the position of career counselor even exists in the district. I didn't hear it clearly answered, but I don't think it does. College counselors, though, we do have those. But those sessions are handled behind closed doors, only with students, not with parents. So the coursework taken in high school, for example, is left up to the student to make the decisions. So what does industry want from a new entrant to their workforce, whether or not they have a degree? I propose that you create a workforce development committee so that parents can talk to representatives from industry and they can interact. I'm not looking for government agency personnel from some employment office. I'm looking for parents and industry to come here and be able to talk with parents, to talk about what kinds of skills and certifications are needed out in industry, so that parents can ask questions and request more information. We want to empower parents so they can say, I know my child's career pathway. But the district and the education system must first acknowledge that parents know best, that they are the right individuals to guide their children, not to leave it up to the education system. Right now, parents are left out of the process, unless the parents already know the system, in which at that point they can maneuver, they can move into the areas with the best schools, they know how to manage their kids' coursework. Kids first need to be able to see the path to their careers guided by their parents. And it needs to start early in elementary and middle school. By high school, it's much too late. So I want to know, are you serious about breaking the cycle of poverty and bring parents into the career pathway decision-making process? It requires that you genuinely include parents and help parents get information about industry so that parents can then engage in schools and ask schools to provide their kids what they really need to accomplish their goals. Otherwise, the parents are in the dark, and then the kids are in the dark. And what does that mean for those kids' futures? That's where we are, and that's what these parents are here asking you for, to help their communities get to a different place economically. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you for your time. And we have one call-in individual whose name isn't showing properly, so at the risk of letting someone in to speak, call-in user number 1. Can you please identify yourself? Call-in user number 1. Press *6. Call-in user 1. Press *6 to unmute yourself and identify yourself. I see you've put your hand up. Can you unmute by pressing *6? I'm going to give you about another 10 seconds. Call in user 1. Just want you to know that we tried to hear your voice. Okay, that concludes public comment.
Okay, thank you all committee members, and we'll see you next school year. Happy graduation and culmination season.